So just with around a week left until The Flash returns, they have given us an awesome extended trailer. I didn't actually expect this. It contains a lot of cool footage of Barry traveling to the future in the Flash Museum, Reverse Flash imposter in the Flash Museum, and a whole lot more. We need to dive straight into this. What is up, speedsters? Welcome to a brand new Flash extended trailer breakdown. Now, I think we've had two trailers already-ish for the Flash and the Furious episode. It seems that all of that is happening within this episode. There was a bit of confuffle in the air about, is some of that really happening in this? For example, Silver Ghost, Weather Witch returning. But it seems, with this extended trailer, we really are getting all of this stuff jam-packed within the episode. But I'll go on into those specifics a little bit later in this breakdown. But first of all, you guys need to see this trailer because, if you're not hyped enough already for the Flash returning, you will be surely after seeing this.
You ready for this? Here's the biggest race of your life. Set.
Dad, wait. Oh.
Have I not given you everything that you wanted? To go back to see your father, to run with the Flash.
Cicada's going on a killing spree.
We need to stop this guy now.
No! Nora!
Why can't I move my legs?
Nora.
There is a killer still at large in our city.
That man hurt your child. If you're not careful, that anger will consume you the same way it consumed him.
No, he's mine. He never stops killing.
I thought my future would be different.
I'm not gonna watch anybody else be broken by this maniac. Let's go get him!
The Flash returns with an all-new episode this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
So yeah, guys, wow, that is what I mean. The back half of the season, I'm really hoping is just going to be this strong. There's just a lot of stuff going on in the back half. Obviously, with the Reverse Flash and Nora, Cicada being even more powerful, and he does seem to be standing up from what we see in this trailer to be quite the imposing villain still. I just can't wait to see this episode and just see if it continues on with the strength of what is shown and teased in this trailer. I love trailers like this, the kind of dramatic, everything is on the stakes and blah blah blah, mystery setup. That is just what I want from The Flash. But of course, guys, before I break this down, subscribe for more videos just like this, of course. And also leave a like on it, as it really, really does help this channel out and just gets the video out there a little bit more. So thank you if you go ahead and do that. So just like in previous trailers, we see Nora running around the speed lab, just training. But I like how they kind of, made it this kind of comparison, if you will, to a bit of family time with Barry's overlay of voice saying, you ready? This is going to be the race of your life. And they're just on the ice rink doing some ice skating. And Nora seems to suck at it, and Barry seems pretty good, to be fair. But either way, a lot of people are wondering, when's the Cicada fight and stuff like that happening in this episode? With the fact that Weather Witch and Silver Ghost are going to be in it, you'd have to think that might be just a middle proportion and the side thing throughout the episode. And at the beginning, there might be that Cicada battle, and we'll get to the Captain Sing stuff in a minute. But maybe after all of this, throughout that is when we'll see what we do see in the later part of this trailer with Iris and Barry traveling, so it seems, to the future in the Flash Museum. But of course, guys, then it pans to Iron Heights, so it seems, with the Reverse Flash, as we know, left off from the end of the mid-season finale, talking to Nora with that really cool cinematic shot of just seeing him from behind, and he does kind of have a point, but he doesn't at the same time, because I'm guessing, and I can't wait for this conversation to go down, you killed my grandmother, Mr. Thorne. I know you're my father's arch nemesis, but he's still arguing, have I not given you everything you've asked for to run with the Flash, to be with your father? And then I like how they included clips in this trailer of, everything Nora's ever wanted, spending quality time with her dad. This is just father-daughter bonding 101, but technically there is one small thing. What Nora actually really wants underneath all of this is to prevent the crisis in 2024, but that's a whole other thing that everyone is trying to figure out at the minute with the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. But yeah, really excited for that earbud conversation. That goes without saying, obviously. Now, from the previous trailers, it was pretty easy to guess, but I did say that it is probably like the Flash Museum gift shop or something like that, and lo and behold, here it is. I just hope that they make some of this merch available. Put a freaking thumbs up on the video if you do agree. I mean, look, we got freaking huge-ass Barry Allen bobbleheads, and yeah, I know there's stuff like that out there, but it looks like there's there's other kind of stuff there as well. But I just love this shot of Iris and Barry looking at their daughter Nora. That must be so heart-crushing to Barry. I think we all know anyway that Barry is struggling, he always ever wanted as a family and everything like that, and we know the one thing he wanted in life and hoped wouldn't be screwed up does get screwed up because he goes missing in Crisis. So to see your daughter there, being a loner in your own freaking museum in the future, reading a comic with a Flash figure, man, that would break my heart too, and I can't wait for this moment in the episode. I think it would be pretty silly if they interacted with Nora. I think that will trigger a lot of, specific, people who are specific about, plot holes and stuff like that. Even though her parents are younger here, well, for sure she wouldn't necessarily recognize Barry, obviously, but surely she would recognize Iris. Surely Iris doesn't change that dramatically. By the time Nora's like, how old is she here? 6, 7, 8? I don't know. But you get my point there. I'm really hoping they don't screw that up. I'm hoping that it's just a conversation between Iris and Barry at this point in the episode, and little Nora's just, you got her nose right deep in the comic book and isn't looking up to see her mother freaking right there. Let me know if you think I have a point there. I think I kind of do. But either way, I don't care. Bottom line, really excited to see this scene. But the thing is, guys, in this episode, Cicada is going on a killing spree, as Nora puts it herself. And naturally, everyone in the city is probably getting pretty wound up about that. Not only is Team Flash thinking, my God, we need to stop this guy, but Captain Singh and the CCPD are really wanting to get on top of Cicada. But what we do know is that Cicada was never caught. This is what the season's all about. Are they going to catch him and kind of rewrite the future? But this takes us back to that alleyway scene, which we have seen before, and it looks like everyone gets knocked out, essentially. Whole of Team Flash. We see Ralph Dibny there, we see Nora, we see Barry, and we see that Nora takes a big hit, and it looks like she gets so injured to the point where we see in the trailer where she can't feel her legs. Now, if any of you guys are getting worried about that, obviously she will be able to run again and everything like that. They're not going to, leave her disabled permanently. I'm sure they might put it down to the whole being a speedster and rapid healing. Hopefully the injury isn't so bad enough to the point where her nerves won't heal, so surely they will. But we do see a moment in the trailer where we see that Nora has this stuff attached to her head, and it looks like they're running some kind of test. My first thought there was, what if they're trying to stimulate her legs or her nerves in her back? But then again, this could have something to do with something completely different, and maybe the whole time traveling to the future. But I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below as to why Nora's got this equipment rigged up to her head. But that isn't the only time Nora gets her ass whooped in the trailer. So we see here that it seems that some kind of explosion knocks her back. Now, I'm probably going to put this down to that moment in the previous trailers where we see that Silver Ghost and Weather Witch launch these kind of missiles out of that Argus car, and Nora's like dodging them like this. But I'm sure that maybe cockiness would be her downfall, but one seems to hit her. I'm not sure if this is what causes that injury, but it probably is the Cicada one, because we do see Barry freak out in the trailer and be like Nora, and she's essentially non-responsive. But the thing is, that moment where Nora's just like, I can't feel my legs, and she's freaking out just like anyone freaking would. And you'd have to think, as I said, that her speedster advanced healing will really sort that out. Barry is naturally, as you would be as a father, like absolutely crippled by seeing that he can protect his daughter, amongst a million other reasons, or other than, blatantly feeling sorry for your daughter. And I love that line from Cecile, because obviously Barry and any father would be really, really angry and wanting revenge against the man who just freaking hurt your daughter. So she's like, that man hurt your child, and if you're not careful, that anger will consume you, just like it did Cicada. Essentially, do not become consumed like how Cicada was, and then essentially sacrifice everything you stood for and all your morals and all the aspects to being a hero just to get back at the villain. And in case you guys didn't already know or couldn't tell, but Cicada does have a new kind of costume in this trailer, or in this episode onwards. His actual suit, and we have discussed this before, does have this Cicada-esque pattern on it, and from behind it's actually like cicada wings. Pretty cool. I want to know how he gets it. Does he just tailor himself a new one? Looking forward to that excuse. But another thing I want to say is, and we've said this before, and it's technically been here since the Elseworlds crossover, maybe the episode before, but Barry's cowl is slightly different. I am a lot more used to the no chin strap these days, and I have to say, I really do dig that new slightly modified cowl, especially in this shot. It kind of does make Grant Gustin look a lot more cool and form-fitting in that Flash suit. Now, I will get back to Barry fighting Cicada in a second, but we do see Cicada approaching this person here. Now, as we know, Cicada is going on a killing spree, and this could be a victim of his. But I do want to put it out there, but for some reason this person reminds me of Nora. Maybe it's the jacket and, you know, the back of the jacket being quite high up the waist. I swear Nora has a jacket like that. I could be wrong, and I don't know why Nora would be in this situation, and it does look like it is possibly in the hospital place where Grace is, but I just wanted to throw that out there. But going back to Barry versus Cicada, we do see him going hands on with Cicada. Now I'm guessing naturally the dagger has got the power dampening ability still, and that's where we see Barry flinging a chair at Cicada, but Cicada does wreck Barry, essentially wrecks him, and we see that earlier on in the trailer. He's standing over that pool table. It looks like Barry's probably on the floor somewhere, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I'm guessing maybe someone from Team Flash will get involved, maybe Killer Frost. I don't imagine that, you know, Cicada's just going to let him walk, so that's going to be very interesting to see this part of the episode. Now, going back to the Flash Museum, I think another reason why I think this is kind of towards the end of the episode is maybe they get somewhere with Cicada, because we hear Iris say something like, you know, I thought in the future it would be different or something like that, and we hear Barry saying Cicada never stops killing. They seem surprised by that. They probably go to the Flash Museum, maybe this is one of the reasons at least, to check if, you know, Cicada is defeated or something like that, and they're just now having this revelation after looking at that newspaper, if you remember, of Cicada, the guy who was never found, or the man who got away. I can't remember the headline, but it shows that the Flash never caught him, essentially the one who got away, and now they're probably learning, oh, even though maybe after this episode and all this battle we see during this episode with Cicada, nothing's changed in the future, and that's why Iris is saying, like, I thought blah 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 it'd be different. Let me know what you think of that. But also another very interesting moment in this trailer is we see the Reverse Flash. Now I'm not sure if this is him. Now this is in the gift shop, but we see somebody in the suit, but we see that they're wearing essentially like a balaclava or like a mask over their face, so you can't clearly tell who that is. They're making it look from the next scene in the trailer that Barry and Iris are hiding under the counter, so this could very well be the Reverse Flash, perhaps in his very newbie early days. That's why he's covering his face. I don't know. I guess he just might not know how to vibrate his head yet. But the reason why Barry and Iris might be hiding behind the countertop here of the gift shop or something is because even though Barry could, you know, handle himself potentially, they might not want to screw up time by the freaking Reverse Flash walking around and him seeing them. Maybe that would do something to time. So maybe this could be a real Earbard, perhaps an early version of Earbard, which would be really cool. I can't imagine as to why somebody would impersonate the Reverse Flash. So, you know, this very well could be a possible early version of him, and that would be freaking so cool to see, but I do not know why he would cover his face. That is the only, you know, part of the puzzle I'm missing here. Now there is another very interesting thing to take away from this trailer, guys, and that is where we see Cicada looking pretty evil, obviously standing over Grace's bed, and it, you know, we see the heart rate monitor there. But there's another moment in the trailer, after all the stuff we've already talked about, where we see Grace set up from her bed. Now, I'm not sure if this is at some point in the future, just because it looks some gleamy and she could have been in a coma for quite a while, but this person standing over the bed, I'm not sure who it is. Now, before anyone says Nora or someone like that, if you look at these still frames, that just doesn't remind me of Nora. Now, it could be another metahuman, but why would that be the case? How would that be the case? And it looks like Grace might very well have some metahuman abilities of her own, possibly being infected with dark matter because of the satellite, because it looks like she is, you know, kind of cringing her face when all of this explosion stuff is going off. And at the very end of the trailer, we see that little Nora drops the doll or the figure of her father, the Flash, on the floor, and it breaks. So that leads me to believe that maybe she will get some interaction with possibly her parents, and that's why she drops the figure. But then again, that might screw up time, blah 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 blah. Like, that would be so messed up, seeing your father when you're younger in the future, when that never happened. It is just confusing. But maybe it is the scary imposter Earbard Thorn lookalike, Reverse Flashy lookalike person. Can't wait for this, but maybe Barry saves his daughter. But we did see from the other trailer, guys, and we can't forget this, that when Iris like turns around, and they include that in this trailer as well, in the background it looks like Barry's pinning somebody up against the wall, and that could be the Reverse Flash. So maybe he does get involved after all. But I'm going to wrap this video up there because it has been going on a little bit longer now, but there was a lot to talk about, and after all, it was an extended trailer. So excited for this episode. As I said, if this doesn't get you hyped for the return of the Flash and all the story arcs, like there's quite a few set up to come to our screens, man, I don't know what will. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on everything from this trailer down in the comments below, of course. I really am intrigued to see what you have to say about those certain parts that were not so blatant, you know, to figure out. And other than that, like this video if you did enjoy it. It really does help the channel. Of course, subscribe for more Flash videos just like this. Links as always are in the description down below to my Discord server. Join that if you haven't already. I have other places like Twitter, Instagram, Patreon if you want to support the content that I do on this channel a bit more, as well as my merch. So thank you so much for watching, Speedsters. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.